This is Neural Newscast.
Here is what matters this morning.
From Neural Newscast, I'm Peter Rowan.
And I'm Isabel Moreno.
Turning to the United Kingdom, newly released Bodycam footage regarding the death of student Henry Nowak has prompted a national inquiry. The footage shows the 18-year-old pleading for medical attention while officers ignored his injuries.
Nowak told police he could not breathe 9 times while being arrested for an assault he did not commit. His killer, Vikram Digwa, has been sentenced to life in prison with a minimum of 21 years.
The Independent Office for Police Conduct is now investigating why officers disregarded those pleas for several minutes. Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood described the footage as a disturbing and tragic thing to see.
The British Attorney General is also considering multiple requests to review the sentence under the unduly lenient sentence scheme. We expect a decision on whether to refer the case to the Court of Appeal within 28 days.
In other news, Ukraine has carried out a series of drone strikes on energy and military targets deep inside Russia. One attack set fire to a guided missile corvette at the Kronstadt naval base in St. Petersburg.
These strikes occurred just hours before the opening of the St. Petersburg International Economic Forum. The timing caused significant embarrassment for the Kremlin as international guests arrived for the flagship annual summit.
The attacks also targeted a fuel depot in Simferopol and a commuter train in Kerch. Ukrainian officials maintain that they only strike military targets to undermine Moscow's ability to wage war.
Fuel rationing has now been introduced in parts of occupied Crimea following these strikes on supply routes. This campaign highlights the growing reach of Ukraine's drone capabilities, far behind the front lines.
Meanwhile, the aircraft carrier USS Gerald R has returned to Naval Station Norfolk after a 334-day deployment. This was the longest time at sea for a United States carrier since the Vietnam War.
During its mission, the ship operated in the Caribbean as part of the response to the situation in Venezuela. It then moved to the Middle East for Operation Epic Fury, which targeted infrastructure in Iran.
The $13 billion ship now requires extensive repairs to its sewage systems and quarters damaged by a laundry room fire. Technicians reportedly spent months struggling to maintain the vacuum-based plumbing during these operations.
Maintenance at the Norfolk Naval Shipyard will focus on the unique vacuum collection, holding, and transfer system. This overhaul is vital for the carrier to maintain its role in regional security across the Atlantic.
On the battlefield, analysts report that Russian monthly territorial gains have fallen to their lowest levels since last year. Moscow's troops reportedly gained only 14 square kilometers in May, despite a spike in assaults.
As their ground offensive stalls, Russian forces have pivoted to an escalating air war against Ukrainian cities. Heavy bombardments recently targeted food storage facilities and a postal depot, resulting in civilian casualties.
Next, a Ukrainian defense contractor called Firepoint has announced a successful test flight of a new anti-ballistic missile. The FP-7X interceptor is intended to provide a domestic alternative to foreign systems like the Patriot.
This development is a response to the dwindling supply of ammunition for Western-supplied air defense batteries. The company says the test flight demonstrated fully controlled maneuvering, which is critical for the future Freya interceptor program. Here is what else we're watching this June 4th. We are monitoring the impact of the United States-Israeli conflict on global energy supplies. European diplomats have warned that regional instability could keep oil revenues high despite international sanctions. We are also tracking reports that officials from Germany, France, and the UK are working on plans to engage Russia in negotiations. A German official indicated that a window for dialogue may be slowly opening.
Finally, the Norfolk Naval Shipyard is beginning its full assessment of the United States S. Ford's fire damage. The results will determine if the carrier can return to active duty on its original schedule.
I'm Peter Rowan.
And I'm Isabel Moreno.
This has been Neural Newscast. Neural Newscast is AI-assisted, human-reviewed. View our AI transparency policy at neuralnewscast.com. Thanks for listening.